Hi, and a very warm welcome to Wellbeing Mission Control. I'm really glad you could join me. I'm Greg Perry, and I'm a wellbeing specialist. And one of the topics that's frequently discussed when I'm working with people is the ability to relax. And I thought it might be a good idea for us to touch on the subject of how to turn off and just tune out, because most of us don't really understand what relaxation is. I know it's an unusual thought. We think we jump into bed or we take a nap, park ourselves in front of the TV, and we can relax. But the fact is that our bodies are holding on to an enormous amount of residual tension. Some of it's been there for years, even for decades. As you become more aware of how your body has reacted to all the things that have happened during your life, you might become aware that there are certain points in the body which really hold on to an enormous amount of muscular tension. So, if you really want to learn how to relax, here are a couple of ideas. The first thing is learning how to de-stress that muscular tension. Certainly in yoga, it's quite common for people to begin the process of study by just learning how to tense all the major muscle groups of the body one after another, usually starting with the feet and then releasing them. You see, if you're not aware that your body is holding on to all this tension, it might seem a little bit strange to suggest that you should relax muscular tension. Tension? What tension? If you start by curling up the toes, really scrunching them, not painfully, and then release them, you can repeat the same action with all the major muscle groups, the calves and the thigh muscles, the glutes, the back, the shoulders. And it's very interesting when you begin to apply this technique to your face, because we're not always aware of how much tension we're holding in the jaw, the throat, even the tongue. How the eyes seem to be squinting. There's an awful lot of tension and pressure there. But as you release all that pressure, you might discover that your body moves into a much more calm, relaxed mode of functioning. And that, I think, is an essential ingredient if we're really serious about learning how to relax. Second thing, it's breathing. In India, I had the immense good fortune of being taught by some extraordinary guys who used breathing as a way of exerting a quite extraordinary influence on the body. It's something in Western culture we're not really familiar with, but they have this ancient tradition which teaches that if you use the breath, you can create extraordinary results in terms of health and well-being. For our purposes, we're not going to do anything too mystical, too strange. Just going to slow the breathing down, breathe a little more deeply, and if it's possible, if it's comfortable, hold the breath for a few moments before you breathe out. And once you really feel the lungs are empty, you wait a couple of moments before you breathe in. The key, as always, is to keep the throat relaxed through the entire process. Now, once you have relaxed the body and you can breathe a little more deeply, you begin to feel naturally more relaxed, and that helps you to let go of the constant turmoil, this torrent of emotional and mental energy that's rushing through your mind. It's still rushing there, but you become more of an observer. You notice this stream of energy, and it's an invitation for you to just watch it without getting carried along on the stream of consciousness. No matter what your mind throws up, you gradually become more and more detached from the process, and that's where real calm and relaxation begins to exert its influence. The benefits are extraordinary. This is super important for your health, your well-being, for your creativity, for your digestion. It's a long list. And it's not something you have to do all the time, but it's something I'd certainly recommend that you try at least once a day. In fact, it's a wonderful thing to do when you start the day. I know it sounds strange. You jump out of bed, you're ready to rush around. If you can give yourself a couple of minutes just to slow the process down, you can develop a mental clarity that you'll find quite surprising. And of course, at the end of the day, when you're preparing for sleep, these relaxation techniques can really help you to slip into a deep and relaxing sleep. And you'll notice the difference when you wake up, because you begin to feel refreshed and ready to take on the challenges of the day. What do you think? Sound like a good idea? Let me know how it works for you. Any help or advice I can give, I'm always available. In the meantime, I'm looking forward to being back with you soon, and let me wish you a wonderful day.